Carmelo Anthony stepped onto the NBA court as a phenom. He was a champion from his first year at Syracuse. He brought that same winning mentality to the league. His game was smooth, a beautiful blend of power and finesse. He could score from anywhere on the floor. His signature jab step was a work of art, a move that defenders knew was coming but could rarely stop. For nearly 2 decades, the sound of the ball swishing through the net was a familiar tune whenever Melo had it in his hands. He was more than just a scorer, he was a force of nature. His list of achievements is long and impressive. 10 times he was named an NBA All-Star, a testament to his consistent excellence. He earned 6 All-NBA selections, placing him among the league's elite year after year. In 2013, he captured the scoring title, leading the entire league with his offensive firepower. He was also rightly named to the NBA's prestigious 75th anniversary team. These honors are not given lightly. They are reserved for the giants of the game, the players who defined their eras. Carmelo Anthony was undoubtedly one of those players, a walking bucket who commanded respect every time he laced up his sneakers. The numbers tell a story that cannot be ignored. When Carmelo retired, he ranked among the top 10 all-time leading scorers in NBA history. Think about that for a moment. Only 9 players in the entire history of professional basketball have scored more points than him. This puts him in the company of legends like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, LeBron James, and Michael Jordan. Scoring over 28,000 points is a marathon of greatness, requiring skill, durability, and a relentless drive to compete at the highest level. His place on that list is not an accident. It is the result of a career built on offensive brilliance. Despite this incredible resume, the respect he deserved often seemed to come with a delay. While fans celebrated his every move, the official recognition from the league sometimes felt slow. It was as if people needed to be reminded of his greatness. His journey to the Hall of Fame, for instance, wasn't as swift as many expected for a player of his caliber. For someone who accomplished so much and left such an indelible mark on the game, the path to enshrinement felt unnecessarily long. It raised questions about how the league and the media truly valued one of its most gifted scorers. Carmelo Anthony's impact extended far beyond the NBA. He was a pillar of USA basketball for more than a decade. His commitment to representing his country was unwavering. He answered the call time and time again, becoming a 3-time Olympic gold medalist. His most famous contribution came with the 2008 Redeem Team. After a disappointing bronze medal finish in 2004, the United States needed to restore its dominance on the world stage. Carmelo was a key leader on that star-studded roster. He helped bring the gold medal back to American soil, a mission that carried immense pressure. The Redeem Team was not just any team, it was a cultural moment. Alongside legends like LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, and Dwyane Wade, Carmelo helped redefine the image of American basketball. They played with a sense of purpose and unity. Carmelo's scoring ability was a vital weapon for the team, providing consistent offense against tough international competition. His performance in Beijing was masterful, and he embraced his role perfectly. The team's induction into the Hall of Fame in 2025 alongside Carmelo is a fitting tribute, but his individual role as a cornerstone of that success is sometimes understated in the retelling of that story. His popularity among the fans was undeniable. At the peak of his powers with the New York Knicks, his jersey was the most sought after in the entire league. During the 2012 to 2013 season, he led all players in jersey sales. This was no small feat in an era dominated by global superstars. It showed that he connected with people on a deep level. Fans in New York and around the world embraced him. They saw a player who gave his all for his team and played with a style that was both effective and exciting to watch. This level of popularity is a clear indicator of a player's cultural impact. Yet, this commercial success is often treated as a footnote. It's a piece of trivia rather than a central part of his legacy. For a player to outsell every other star in the league speaks volumes about his star power. But when his career is discussed, the focus often shifts to what he didn't achieve rather than what he did. The narratives tend to gloss over the fact that he was, for a time, the face of one of the NBA's biggest markets and one of its most popular figures globally. This oversight is a prime example of how his true value was not always fully appreciated by the broader basketball establishment. The conversation around Carmelo Anthony was often controlled by narratives that didn't do him justice. While his peers were celebrated for their strengths, Carmelo was frequently criticized for his perceived weaknesses. The media narrative often centered on the lack of an NBA championship, using it as the sole measure of his career. This narrow focus ignored the context of the teams he played on and the incredible individual success he achieved. It was a simplistic way to evaluate a complex and brilliant player. Other stars of his generation didn't always face the same level of scrutiny when they fell short of a title. His move to the New York Knicks was supposed to be a celebrated homecoming. He embraced the pressure of playing in Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. He delivered incredible performances and led the team to its most successful season in years. Yet, the story was often framed around the team's ultimate failure to win a championship. His individual brilliance, including a 62-point game that set a franchise record, sometimes got lost in the shuffle. The weight of an entire franchise's expectations was placed on his shoulders, and anything less than a title was painted as a personal failure. This pattern continued throughout his career. Even as he climbed the all-time scoring list, the praise was often muted. It was as if his accomplishments came with an asterisk. When compared to other great scorers, his name was sometimes mentioned with hesitation. The focus remained on team success, a standard that isn't applied equally to all great players. Many legends of the game retired without a ring, yet their individual greatness is rarely questioned. For Carmelo, the narrative was different, and it unfairly colored the perception of his remarkable career, creating a shadow over his achievements. The delay in his Hall of Fame induction was the final chapter in this long history of undervaluation. A top 10 scorer and 10-time All-Star should be a first-ballot lock. There should be no debate. The fact that he was made to wait, even for a short time, felt like a slight. It suggested that the gatekeepers of basketball history were still weighing his career against an unfair standard. It was a final reminder that, for all his greatness, Carmelo Anthony had to fight for the respect that should have been his all along. His eventual enshrinement in 2025 felt more like a correction than a celebration. It is time to look at Carmelo Anthony's career with fresh eyes. We must appreciate him for what he was, one of the most gifted and prolific scorers the game has ever seen. His ability to put the ball in the basket was pure artistry. He carried franchises on his back for years, delivering memorable moments and sustained excellence. The obsession with championships has clouded our judgment for too long. Winning a title requires a great team, perfect timing, and a bit of luck. A player's individual legacy should not be solely defined by it. Carmelo's career is a testament to individual greatness. His journey teaches us an important lesson about how we remember our sports heroes. We should celebrate players for their unique talents and contributions, not just for the trophies they have won. Carmelo's impact on the culture of basketball, from his style on the court to his popularity off it, was immense. He inspired a generation of young players who tried to emulate his smooth, offensive game. He was a global ambassador for the sport through his Olympic success. His legacy is much richer and more complex than the simple win-loss narratives often suggest. It deserves to be explored and celebrated. When we compare his treatment to that of his peers, the disparity becomes clear. Other stars were often given the benefit of the doubt, their careers celebrated for their peaks rather than nitpicked for their valleys. Carmelo, however, was often held to a different standard. The constant focus on what he lacked overshadowed the abundance of what he possessed. This is a disservice not only to him but to the fans who were privileged to watch him play. Recognizing this is the first step toward giving his career the respect it has always merited, and it's a correction that is long overdue. Ultimately, Carmelo Anthony's place in basketball history is secure. The numbers are etched in the record books, and his name is now in the Hall of Fame. But the real victory lies in changing the conversation. It's about ensuring that future generations understand his true impact. He was a scorer of the highest order, a loyal teammate, and a global icon. His journey is a powerful reminder that a player's worth is not just measured in rings, but in the moments of joy and inspiration they provide. Carmelo provided countless such moments, and for that he will forever be a legend of the game.